Hey, this is Flux with Fluxwithit.com, and we're here with Mode Machines. Mode Machines has a host of new products to show, so let's go ahead and start off with the MIDI controls here and MIDI modules that you have up top. Why don't you give us a little run through of what you guys have?
Hi, we have the Nano series here, which are 3 models: the MIDI through unit, the MIDI syncer that does MIDI to DIN sync for the old Roland machines, and the MIDI merger.
Okay. And on the DIN sync, can you show us the outputs on here?
Okay, you've got 2 24 DIN sync outs and the mini jack sync output for triggering. And you got 1 MIDI in and of course a MIDI through.
Excellent. And you can use that to sync up your modular gear as well.
Yeah,
I know because I've done it.
Okay. Yeah, great.
And we also have the Cerebral and the Cerebral USB.
Yes, this is a USB to MIDI host, so you can hook up all your USB gear like APC, Korg Nano keys and stuff and turn it directly into a MIDI controller without having to use a computer.
Yeah. And this takes standard micro USB 5-volt in?
From a phone charger or something, just a standard thing. And another good thing is about it, if you have like a Wi-Fi dongle or Bluetooth dongle, yes, you can hook it up and use your Wii controller or PlayStation controller to turn that into a MIDI device.
I did not. I'll be trying that. I did not know that. That's awesome. And we have the Retrophones, which are right here actually.
Yeah,
and
they look retro, but they do sound modern.
Yeah. And they have a mic on them as well.
They have a mic here, and you can use them for if you're gonna use it as a phone and stop your music. Yeah.
So these are like basically listening headphones, and they have a nice padded top to them here. So I've been using these for a little while now as well. They're quite nice. Let's talk about the ADX1. Now this is a new drum machine that you guys are working on?
Yeah, it's a reissue of the old MAM, M-A-M drum machine from the 90s, where I was participated in. We've redesigned it. Stefan Schmidt, who does the Schmidt synthesizer, designed it. And he's done the redesign on it, but it's full of discrete analog, 5 channels of analog drum sounds.
I did not know that he was involved on that. Okay,
Yeah,
can we get a look at the back side of this? So let's look at the outputs here.
So this is a prototype. There's one part missing here, but the rest is how it's going to be: individual outputs, MIDI in and through, and 2 master outputs. And if you take the single output, say the bass drum single, it gets taken away off the master output.
Do the knobs send MIDI?
No.
No MIDI. Okay, so so this is all analog control?
All analog.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. And you can trigger manually the sounds while you're tweaking them.
Excellent. And let's move on. We have the Socksbox, and I was informed that you guys are going to be doing a faceplate.
Yeah, it's all going to be redesigned in black and white design, like the OMF or the MIDI interface. So it's all going to be black basic and then white writing. This also, ADX is going to be black, coming out next week.
Okay.
Start shipping next week, this next month in the new design.
Now, can we talk just about the Socksbox for a second?
Yes.
Are you privy to any of the update and changes between the MK3 versus the previous revisions?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
The MK3 is handmade in Germany, whereas the MK2 was partly made in other countries, but this is handmade in Germany.
So the build quality is a little bit improved then?
Yes, and we used better potentiometers and the original old parts for it, the old transistors.
Yeah, I've noticed, I've been tweaking this lately, and I noticed that this has a little bit more true tone to it as well.
Exactly, it's a little bit harder sounding, and
and the filter really can bite on it when you get it squelching.
yeah, and especially when you add our 2 little effects up here.
Yeah, absolutely.
The acid effects, the distortion, and the overdrive.
Now you can get this all as a package in your Techno package, right?
Techno package comes in a little flight case. You have the overdrive in there, the distortion, a free T-shirt, and the headphones.
All in one package.
All in one package.
So let's take a look at the OMF1.
Yeah, this was designed by Oakley Designs in the UK, and he used the Moog filter. It's a 24 decibel, and the unit was originally called Filtrex, a DIY project, and we licensed it.
Now this one has LFO on it, and you have an envelope that can be triggered by the incoming signal?
Exactly, yeah.
Excellent. And what is the price point on this?
$599. Also handmade in Germany, discreet.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Now down here we have some Eurorack modules. Why don't you give us a little bit about that?
Okay, first one is the MS-20 ring modulator. The second module is the TB303 oscillator. The third module is a digital noise generator. And this is, I'd say, typical Lindrum sounds. It has 12 8-bit sounds stored in there, and you could change the tune, the pitch of each sound.
And you just select which sound by
Yes.
the voice control up top?
Exactly.
Excellent. And tell us a little bit about the MAP-01 arpeggiator.
Yeah, it's a MIDI USB arpeggiator based on the Oberheim Cyclone from, I'd say, 1985, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, has all the features, up and down, random. You can use it as a mini sequencer.
What's the price point on this?
$199.
$199.
Yeah.
And then we get into the controllers that you have.
Yeah, these are the clones of the old Roland PG series. The first one is the PG200, which works for JX3P, MKS30, and I think, is it the GR300 guitar synth?
I think
That should be the same synth, exactly. The second one is the DT300 based on the PG300, which works for Alpha Juno 1 and 2 and MKS 50.
And then moving on, we can look at this guy. Now this is a prototype, right?
Yeah, it's a prototype, but it's going to look similar.
Okay, so this is the DT7, and what this is a DX7 hardware controller with all the controls broken out into knobs. 90 some odd knobs on here. Just tell us a little bit about the backstory on that.
Well, we had a lot of DX7s in our history, and we love the machine, but it's just totally impossible to program it if you're not a physician or mathematic guy. And a little German company once made a programmer in the 80s called Jellinghaus. It cost more than a DX7, I think, when it was new. Yeah. And a lot of people asked us, oh, can't you make a DX programmer to work with my TX802 or DX712? So we did it.
And it seems like it has literally every control. I mean, even the breath control and foot control, it's all right on there.
Every important control is hands-on.
Now, there's no release date or anything like that on this yet?
This year.
This year, okay, excellent. Yeah, that is a wonderful looking controller. So buy your DX7s now. So, okay, well, let's take a look at the VPad. And so the VPad is really interesting in that it is a computer inside of a guitar pedal, and it's an interface as well.
Exactly, it's a VST host. It's like a little workstation, similar to the Muse Receptor, just smaller. And you can run just about any VST on it. It's got various inputs, outputs, MIDI via USB, and you can control it with an app via iPad or any tablet.
And let me kind of angle it up so that he can see it a little bit. So with this, when you load in your plugins, they load in as individual guitar pedals.
Exactly.
So it basically puts your VST into a shell, and then you can enable them and you can edit them. You can get into menus by holding down here, and you can get into see like your tuner, board setup, global setup. You can load different boards, and let me kind of come back here. And if you want to edit, you can, if I do this right, you can edit where your position is. You can also edit your the actual plugin right from here as well. And let's turn it this way. So if you can see this, we've got HDMI on here, USB, Ethernet port. You've got your standard. This is literally a computer inside of here, and I believe I want to say it's like 1.4 gigahertz or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah. And let's
here
take a look at the
audio stuff.
And this is the audio interface built into it here. Pretty robust. So you can use this on line level signals. You can use it on a synthesizer, voice. You can really use it for just about everything. Okay. And I see you also have some microphones here.
Yeah, we have the MT8, which is a tube microphone. Uses Lundal transformer.
Can we bring it out?
Sure.
That is a beefy microphone.
Yeah, sound-wise, it's a vintage style.
Gorgeous. And
Yeah.
what is the other one here?
This is the Robin, so it's a ribbon microphone, as you can imagine. Also vintage style.
And these are out now?
These are shipping now, yeah.
And what are the price points on the mics?
$399, that's $999.
And what was the price point on the VPad?
$999.
And this is shipping now?
Already shipping, comes with a flight case and a bundle of VSTs already installed for around $300-400 already on there.
Oh, excellent, excellent. All right, well listen, this is Fluxwithit.com and we're here with Mode Machines, so definitely check them out at their website. Thank you.